This is something to celebrate. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Amber.
And this is Tom.
And we had to just do a repeat on that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Jim. He always makes every morning a sunshiny morning.
Yes.
But it's been kind of an exciting week.
Yep.
But can you believe it's September?
I know. The year is getting away from us.
I know, and so is my years, because I get to have a birthday in a couple of weeks. So I'm the other side of 45 now. I'm just
Ruh-roh, but that sounds really old.
It does. It's so funny because that's old to some.
Yes, I remember 45.
Was it nice? Was it a nice year?
No, I don't remember it
well,
at all.
do you remember 46 when you went to the brink? That's called the brink year, and then you go over.
No, I'm just an old man. I forget things.
Well, that's exciting. Have you done? Well, you just came back from the Advanced Writers and Speakers Association conference.
Yeah, that was a wonderful conference headed up by Linda Evans Shepherd and her team of leadership out there. Boy, it was just a wonderful, wonderful conference. And thanks to the Muntz family for the Christian Products Expo that came right after that. And we were able to participate in that as well. It was just a wonderful trip.
We had the cool thing is you meet all these writers and speakers. And Tom, last year I went in with Tom, and Tom got to take it this year because I was at Wheaton, kind of getting the dorm room set up. Mm-hmm. So it was a good thing for you to be there, and 100 women and
I was a token guy. There we go.
Tom was thoroughly outnumbered.
Absolutely.
That's so fun. And exciting that during this conference, a lot of the books get launched that I get to help work on during the year. And a few episodes back, we heard from Dr. Svetlana Papazov, and this is This is a cover of her new book, and we're excited. Church for Monday. It was talking about bringing marketplace ministry, how we can bring Jesus to the workplace after we get out of the church walls. So excited. I was excited to work on this cover. So that's out, Church for Monday. And I'm sure you saw a lot of books, really cool books, come out during the week.
It was quite an unpacking of some new books that came out. And interestingly enough, about Svetlana's book, is based on her thesis.
Yes.
Her graduate thesis on being able to engage the community, the church engaging the community. So she took the core of that and was able to develop a very nice, well-written book that doesn't just lay down theory. She actually includes 10 examples.
Yeah.
So when she talks about a concept, she actually has a church example explaining this is how this is implemented in real world. Yeah,
and although her church plant is out in Midlothian, Virginia. I had an opportunity to visit there and speak. She actually does have Springfield ties. She went to school here at Assemblies of God Theological Seminary. So a lot of great ties to the Springfield, Missouri, for our famous people around the world. Brad Pitt, Svetlana Papazov. What is it? Oh gosh, who went to my? Price is Right. Bob Barker. He went to my high school. So we got a lot of...
And graduated Drury.
And graduated from Drury. Yeah, so we have a lot of Springfield famous people here. Yep. And speaking of awesome things, Tom, share your word of the day with us.
All right. This is a kind of an unusual word. Of course, they're all a little unusual,
yeah, they are. They're a word.
But Kyphorinos.
Kyphorinos?
Kyphorinos. It is a nose with a bump on it.
Okay. Well, I thought it looked like Kyphorinos. Like a rhino, rhinoceros, and it probably has something to do with that.
And the word rhino does have something to do with your nose.
Okay. So that is the bump.
Yep.
And hopefully it's not horn-shaped like the rhinoceros.
No, let's hope not. Yeah, that would involve some rhinoplasty.
And you also have a natural solution for us today.
Yes, today we're going to be talking about 5-HTP. As I discovered at this conference, stress is one of the major causes of weight gain. I've heard it said that if you're under a lot of stress, you could just drink water and gain weight. Well, we kind of know that's true. Stress control is important for all-around good health. Natural Solutions offers a product called 5-HTP to help with reducing the stress load on our bodies. It is a building block of serotonin. That's the feel-good neurotransmitter that regulates our moods, our sleep cycles, and even influences our response to pain. Preliminary evidence suggests that the addition of 5-HTP to our diet may promote weight loss by helping reduce appetite and therefore the number of calories taken in. This product provides natural, mood-enhancing ingredients to promote well-being and stress reduction. One bottle contains 180 capsules and is manufactured in the good old USA in an FDA-registered facility according to strict standards. The formula is non-GMO, gluten-free, and all-natural. You can get your 5-HTP at www.naturalsolutionsstore.bz.
Well, I have some exciting natural solutions. In fact, I'm going to share it in the comments below. Read a great article. I don't know. The Facebook is a wealth of both not so great, but some awesome pieces. And our very own Pam Farrell, a member of the Advanced Writers and Speakers Association, shared in Dr. Sandra Dalton Smith's blog about how to wake up with joy. And a lot of times we need to, and part of it is how, and she talks about how we go to bed helps us wake up with joy. So it really is. So I just really wanted to share that natural solution. I'm going to put it in the comments, but it's really kind of some really simple stuff that you can do to prepare yourself for joy the next morning. So some natural solutions there. So I'm going to put that up there now. But Tom, tell us what we're celebrating in the month of September besides me turning 46.
Well, there's a whole lot of special things that we're celebrating, but just for a couple, September is Baby Safety Month.
Oh, wow.
And Classical Music Month.
Wow.
And one of my favorites, Honey Month.
Oh, wow.
I love honey. Peanut butter and honey, one of my favorite snacks.
And bananas?
And
Have you had the peanut butter and honey?
Oh, yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
September 3rd, today is National Skyscraper Day.
Wow.
And U.S. Bowling League Day. I used to bowl on a bowling league years ago.
I took bowling as one of my college classes.
Oh, really?
So I learned how to bowl for college credit.
And on this day in 1995, eBay was founded by Pierre Omidyar. And in 1783, the Treaty of Paris was signed between Great Britain and the United States of America, ending the Revolutionary War. And birthdays. Boy, we have birthdays going on today as well. 1965 was the birthday of Charlie Sheen.
Oh, wow.
And in 1875, Ferdinand Porsche. He was an Austrian-German engineer, businessman, and founded the Porsche Company.
Oh,
Boy,
wow.
wouldn't we like to have one of those?
Yes.
And on this day in 1856 is the birthday of Louis H. Sullivan, who is an architect that helped develop skyscrapers. So my guess is that is why today is recognized as National Skyscraper Day.
Wow. I love going to the big cities and seeing the skyscrapers. I think our biggest skyscraper in here, Springfield, is a silo. Yeah,
Probably.
that silo that's in the middle of town, like that should not. You can tell you're in the Midwest when the silo is your skyscraper.
Yeah, you know you're in the Midwest when you're in the country area, in the rural area, when your tallest building is a farm building.
Well, we have some exciting things. You missed Gracie's last show last week.
Oh, I know.
And that was
sad.
very, 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 very sad. But we had a fun time. We had a nice girls' show, and everybody met Taylor, who's our new behind-the-scenes intern. Unfortunately, she won't be on the show very much, but she's going to help us. But we do have a Say Grace segment, and in honor of Gracie. And I don't know if you guys have made it to the new Red's Giant Hamburger. I know we've talked about it, but I actually went there last week and then had to go back this week. Actually, I went back last night to have more food.
Ah.
So, you did? Did you?
You had to?
I had to, like physically, my body had to have that, triple. The senior, they have a burger called the senior, and then they have the super, like it's like 3 patties, And I didn't know that Red's had a special sauce that's called red sauce. Are you familiar with red sauce?
No.
No, okay. Even though you used to frequent that area.
Used to go there a lot back in the day.
Well, it's so cute. I mean, it's really awesome, and everything's done in 1950s style, and the building is like it was an old Route 66, and so cute. So I'd encourage you to go. The girls had Frito pie last night for dinner. So Frito pie is just like a classic.
I love Frito pie.
Classic. Yes, Frito pie. Frito pie, $3 for Frito pie. So you can get yeah, it's pretty great. Pretty great. But for our actually tasting segment, we're going to have Matt come to the table. Once again, Matt, come to the table. So I don't know how you guys feel about.
Let me get a couple napkins.
Well, I do have napkins. Matt.
Well, the more the merrier.
The more the merrier. We believe in that. So I don't know how you guys feel about pumpkin. And when it should be released in regards to the
I think it should be all year round.
The seasonal, you think it should be all year round?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I was a little slightly disturbed about pumpkin because I was not ready for I love pumpkin bread, but like anything like pumpkin coffee, I think should be, like pumpkin candles need to be
pumpkin pie loaded with whipped cream on top of it.
So you can do that. You can do that. Okay. So the first thing we're trying.
Shot glasses there.
The first thing we're trying right here. Oh gosh.
Well, don't worry, Jay. We'll give you some. We'll get you some.
Okay. So this is the pumpkin nitro cold brew from Starbucks.
Wait a minute. Nitro cold brew.
Nitro cold brew.
Meaning
pumpkin nitro. It's nitrogen.
So that's what makes it so cold, is the nitro?
Maybe. I don't know. Did they pump nitrogen through this? Maybe. It's very cold.
I think it's super caffeinated, probably.
Yeah, that is. It's not as strong as our coffee, but it's pretty strong.
It is.
We make really strong coffee here.
Okay.
Definitely delicious.
Yeah. Do you taste the pumpkin?
Not really. I taste just a hint of it with a little bit of. I think there's just more pumpkin spice in there than there is actual pumpkin flavor.
So it is. It's like
the clove, kind of, the pumpkin spice. Mm-hmm. Whatever that is. There is a pumpkin spice, correct?
Yeah.
Nutmeg.
Okay, so this is my all-time, all-year-round pumpkin. This is the only acceptable all-year-round pumpkin that I have at Starbucks, and it's their pumpkin loaf. Do you like Starbucks pumpkin loaf? Or
I've never had the pumpkin loaf from Starbucks.
Okay. So you'll probably.
I usually don't go there because I just, it's a little expensive.
Well, I just invested how much in the show?
Probably like $30.
It's amazing that you have to take out a second mortgage when you go to Starbucks.
That's why people that go to Starbucks all the time are always broke. Not because they're college students, but because they drink Starbucks.
Okay.
These are our opinions, by the way, not the opinions of X Ministry, X Media Group, or any of its affiliates or subsidiaries.
But
nice disclaimer.
Yeah, I just came up with that off the top of my head.
So it's nice.
Where my hair used to be. What?
The one thing I like about this
is really good.
It has the pumpkin.
I noticed you were saying it. I was going to give you a hard time about it.
Pumpkin seeds. The pumpkin seeds on that is really good.
Pumpkin seeds are really good.
Yeah. So really, really like that. We're going to give Jay the rest of this stuff because poor Tom. I always feel bad for Tom.
Well,
that's okay.
He's eating it, what do they call it? Vicariously?
Vicariously, yes.
I actually knew a big word.
He just has to watch it.
It was Jay. My My brother in Christ, my cousin, also co-producer.
Okay.
I call him Jay Dizzle.
Nothing is the same without a little bit of a pumpkin spice latte. Do you have these at Starbucks?
Well, not a latte of them.
Because of the mortgage.
That was pretty
Oh.
Hey,
terrible.
where's a rim shot when you need it?
No.
Ba-dum-bum.
And the one thing I can't take is anything that's usually like at a petrol station. I can't take the powdery cappuccino.
That's a gas station for those of us in America.
Yeah.
Her husband is British, so it's a petrol.
Yeah, petrol. So
It's really good. Again, not a lot of pumpkin flavor.
I wonder if they're like waiting it to ramp it up until the holidays.
Yeah,
So there's a kind of
probably.
a little bit of introduction.
I remember there was a big old fiasco about them having Christmas trees on their cups one year. So.
Oh, I was very disturbed when I saw Little Debbie did Christmas tree in July cakes. I'm like, no, this will not.
Hey, I think we should celebrate Christmas every day of the year.
Well-
Not the gift-giving part of it,
But well, yeah.
but the meaning behind
You're
it.
just trying to be extra religious today. No, just joking. Let's just give a sermon on that.
I'm not religious. I am Christian.
I know. I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Well, now, what is this?
This is a pumpkin scone.
A pumpkin scone?
A pumpkin scone. A punk kid scone. So.
I was going to say we sound like a bunch of old people talking about whippersnappers. That one's a bit drier. So far, my favorite has been the bread. The loaf.
Aren't you supposed to dip the scones in coffee?
Oh, this will
No,
fall,
you
this will
don't
fall
dip-
apart.
You
These
don't
aren't the
dip
hard
scones. You don't dip scones.
Like original scones that are made with day-old bread. Like, don't they make them? They're like a hard. I might be thinking of something else.
No, they're not made with day old bread.
Oh, I'm thinking of biscotti.
Biscotti.
Biscotti, yes. Yes.
It's another word for biscuit.
Okay. So I'm going to have the best of both worlds. One more thing.
That looks like it's got cream in it, like some sort of.
Cream cheese. This is the...
I definitely need to invest in a small vacuum. to bring
I
up
do.
here.
You do. Okay. So this is the pumpkin cream cheese
Oh,
muffin.
my sister makes pumpkin pie cookies with a cream cheese frosting that she puts on it. Mm-hmm. And they're
Okay.
so good.
Yeah. So, pumpkin is like next step from carrot cake. And I really like carrot cake. So I'm going to give you that.
Well, pumpkins aren't root vegetables, but carrots are.
Yeah. Well, but they kind of have the same medicinal qualities,
Yeah.
I think, this pumpkin and pumpkin soup.
It's a gourd fruit.
So what do you think?
Mm.
What's your favorite, Matt?
It's between these two, the bread or that. That's
But-
actually good. I would probably like that better because it's got the cream cheese icing kind of.
So it's kind of like the
piped into the
icing
middle of it.
from this. Well, it's actually better than the scone, but with this pumpkin seeds, so it kind of balances out the health of that.
There is pumpkin seeds in this.
It is.
Okay, I like the muffin better.
Muffin. Okay. So we went to the muffin. So as far as the cold brew hot, what do you think pumpkin wise?
The cold brew was better.
Yeah. Okay. So and I do like the pumpkin muffin because of the cream cheese. So I would concur about that. So
Yeah, we'll get you a piece of that too, Jay.
yeah, we're passing it through. No, this is a breaking of the bread time. This is official communion. So everybody has to have some. Sorry, Tom.
Except Tom.
Sorry, he's
At least we're not like
abstaining.
nan boo boo. You
Okay.
get eat it and you don't.
We'll just leave the rest of it for you to clean up. Thank you, Matt, for joining us today.
All right.
And
Always a pleasure.
as usual, but I feel like I'm gonna wipe my hand like this. Like kids, I do that. Thanks, Tom. Yeah, pumpkin.
I have children, so I know how to pass the napkins.
Yeah. Well, it was a little bit worse today. Last a couple days ago, I accidentally rolled over. My dogs had gone through the trash, and I accidentally rolled over when I was taking my nap on barbecue sauce. So I woke up covered in barbecue sauce, thinking I was bleeding.
Oh no.
So officially, I had a bed covered in barbecue sauce, and
Wow.
my husband said I was just being basted. So we have a great throwback show for us today. Jennifer Tracy, many of you may remember Jennifer. She has launched her nonprofit, Brittany's Bridge. So we're going to get her on the phone here.
That is quite a story.
Yeah. Come on, Jennifer. Are you going to come on? Just wait. She won't answer the phone. Hey,
good
Jennifer.
morning.
Good morning.
Hi.
Welcome,
How are you?
Welcome to Something to Celebrate.
Woohoo!
Yay! We were talking about how we haven't had you in the studio, and it kind of feels bad not to have your little smiling face here.
I know, I miss you all, but I'm actually headed down there this month for a keynote, and I'm hoping to see all of your bright, smiling faces when I get there.
Oh, that'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. Well, I'm here with Tom.
Hi, Tom.
How you doing, Jennifer?
I'm good.
Well, Tom just got back from the Advanced Writers and Speakers Association conference. I know
you weren't there.
And you weren't there. So, but you have some. The reason you weren't there is you have some really big things happening with Brittany's Bridge. And tell us a little bit about that, because when I first had you on the show, we talked about your book, Inside the Mind of Suicide, and your experience with dealing with PTSD and depression and suicidal thoughts. And then we talked about that. But you have this whole ministry that's rolling out. Actually, it's a reaching communities. Tell us about Brittany's Bridge and how that's come to be.
Yeah, it's so exciting, Amber. I had to kind of figure out pretty quickly, how can I explain this to people? And so what I've been explaining is, if you and I were out today and we were with our kids and your daughter fell and you thought maybe she broke her wrist, but you weren't sure, we would probably take her to the ER. But when you walk in to that front counter, the lady would say, "Hi, can I help you?" And you would say, "Yeah, I think my daughter broke her wrist, but I'm not sure."
Yeah.
And from that moment on, that lady has to quickly assess whether you're a number 1 or you're a number 10 in level of importance, right?
Yes.
And so from that moment, you either wait or they get you in right away, but you go into triage. But in triage, they actually do a full body. They check out your heart. They make sure you're not dying. It's kind of a quick triage. But then from triage, what do we get to do? We get to go into a room, and then some nurses come in and a doctor come in. And after that, behind that doctor, behind that nurse and the triage and all that stuff is what? An entire hospital. So there's MRI, cardiology, there's even a chapel, right?
Yes.
And so Brittany's Bridge is really getting people to understand that at the first sign of suicide, at the first thoughts of it, at the first point where you're like, wow,
Yeah.
I'm in way too deep, or I'm struggling. How did I get here? We want you to walk into, and there's, not a real building, but we want you to come to Brittany's Bridge and hit that button. And all we want to do is just take you into triage and say, hey, let's check you out.
Yes.
Let's see what's going on. No judgment, no shame, no fear. Let's analyze this situation. And then from there, we're going to get you in to see someone.
Exactly.
And so, in order to pull that off, there's a lot of stuff that has to go behind it. So yeah, it's been really exciting to see advocates stepping up that I've been training, and in the process. So We launched 3 events out here last month, and in the process, we've had 4 people pop up in our community who were actually really struggling.
Wow. And you're out in Florida in the you're out, but you're going all over the place. It's your heart to take this nationwide.
Oh, absolutely. This where I am right now is kind of I'm just trying to get the systems working really well. And I'm staying very focused on these 2 counties out here until I get everything very duplicatable, I guess is the word.
Yes.
I've had to kind of accept some failing forward mentality and say, oh, okay, that didn't work. How can I, and until I get that really working well, I'm staying very focused. But the feedback so far from
Yes.
the people themselves,
yes,
who have come in for help, oh my gosh, like just absolutely nailed it, Amber. Like,
yes,
their response is, oh, thank you, I'm not alone. Thank you, you're right, this is too much for me to take on myself. Thank you for breaking this down and helping me,
yes,
see the different parts. So super excited about that.
And this is exciting because mental health is really, really close to me. I know, as you, Jennifer, and I know going through my own crisis, it was hard to feel that you go into a hospital if you get to a point of crisis, and that's crisis. That's really severe crisis. You get some intervention. And also, if, there's been times where I have had to choose going to my psychiatrist versus going to the doctor. And
Right.
that is a hard place to be, choosing medicine over choosing wellness care for, your physical, so you are really trying to reach out to those people who are having struggles like this as well.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what's so neat, Amber, is I kind of joke and say, here's the thing that people don't realize. I'm the lady at the front desk. I'm someone who's been there.
Yeah.
I take you into triage. I've created the whole entire triage intake form.
Wow.
Okay. And from that, I sit with you in the room while we're waiting to hear from the doctor. I never leave you.
Wow.
I'm your advocate.
Wow.
When you come in and the doctor says to you, I need you to go see so-and-so, when you leave that room and you go see so-and-so, if you come back to me and say, oh my gosh, that was the worst doctor I've ever seen. He was so rude. He was so mean to me.
Yes.
Guess what I do as your advocate? I advocate for you.
Wow.
I say, oh, what? Are you kidding me? Let me go have a chat with that doctor.
Yes. I
say,
totally, yes.
Right? I say, let's find you a different doctor, right?
Exactly.
But through that process, you're never alone because I don't leave you. And that's what's really neat, is training up these advocates that when people come in and they're in a particular crisis or struggle, is knowing that advocate is really with them throughout that whole process.
So you're just really training, you're just replicating people who are committed to sitting with these people and advocating for these people instead of having to spread yourself so thin. I know when you're dealing with mental health issues and you want to help the world, don't you? I mean, literally, I'm like, I want to help you deal with your mental health issues, but you only have the mental capacity to carry so much. So it really has become your heart to train the people to walk alongside these patients who are dealing with this almost life-threatening situations at times.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what's so neat is, people have said, well, what does it really take to be an advocate? And that's what's neat is, I want someone who's been through something themselves.
Yes.
In a particular niche, who has made it through. They learned something through it. And then I take them and I teach them all of my different courses.
Yeah.
And so when I partner them with someone, I want that person to be able to look the person that they're working with right in the eyes and say, oh no, I know exactly where you're at. I know how bad you want to pick up that drink. I know how bad you want to do X, Y, and Z.
Yes.
So my advocates, they have to serve a particular niche.
Yes.
And that's exciting for me, because while I've been through a lot of things, there's a lot of things I haven't been through.
Yes. I always tell people, yes, I may deal with bipolar disorder. I cannot relate to everyone who has this condition, because there's such a wide range. You can't really pocket one situation or one form of illness and say, okay, you can deal with this all. It really is, some people who have come through this have not known about, have not gotten help, and that's why substance abuse a lot of times happens, because people feel like there's no alternative. They just want to numb their feelings. They want to get away. They want to escape. So, some people haven't traversed that far. Thank you, Jesus, that I didn't go into that level of. But even dealing with prescription meds, the side effects with those, it's really, you do need someone who, and people who've had a vast array of experiences to really understand just small things, just even how people's chemistry react to certain medicine. So appreciate, Jennifer, what you're doing, because it's really going to make an impact on people with mental health, because more and more people are struggling.
And that's the beauty of it, is being the forefront runner, advocate of Brittany's Bridge. Is, you nailed it, Amber. Everyone is so unique, and so what I help people understand is that the answer to what you're facing is not in the black and white. When you walk into that ER, when you walk into Brittany's Bridge or wherever, look, for you, the answer may be that you have to stay on your medication for the rest of your life. And if you do, my job as your advocate is to help you learn how to graciously, lovingly accept that, and then work on yourself to be the best you that you can be.
Exactly.
Someone else might come through. Maybe they don't have bipolar. Maybe they are going through a divorce.
Yes.
But they're absolutely suicidal, right? And so
exactly.
So how I help them is like, hey, maybe for a season or a time, you might need to take medication.
Yes.
But then after you're through this dark period, you can come off of that medication, right? And so my job is to help them understand, hey, there's nothing wrong with having to use medication for a little while if that's what you need to do.
Yes. It's so true.
Everyone has such a unique story, and as a society, if we're out there saying, because like I see things all the time that say, oh, pharmaceutical drugs are awful.
Yeah.
It's like, don't say that. Are you kidding? Do you know how many lives have been saved from those?
Yes.
But then on the flip side of that, we've got so many great new products, and the CBD oil, and so many things out there that are helping as an alternative, right?
Yes, exactly.
If you can take that and it works, amen.
Yeah.
Yay, right?
Yeah.
Like, so you just, every person has to be able to evaluate that without any judgment.
It's so true. And I know that I think the one thing with mental health, and I know this in not only myself dealing with mental health issues, my 16-year-old, we actually get mental health state assistance for her because she has some more severe issues. But we wanted to try to catch that as young as possible, and as well, not only medicate it, but give her a place to speak, to help her. We even are trying to work with the school system in order to make her school system more, that she can be successful, because nothing compounds mental health issues than the fear of failure, failing at everything, and feeling that you can't do anything, that nothing is going right. So I just really, along with Jennifer, advocate, if you're dealing with some mental health issues, especially if you're seeing your children do that, just don't throw medicine at them. Realize their holistic need for, my daughter, my middle 16-year-old, we had a long history of her cutting, and we didn't know as a part of her ADHD. We just thought, well, she just is all suicidal. Well, we didn't know that was, a part of that. So it really kind of gave me, as a mom, perspective on how to deal with these, especially with your children, because sometimes you're like, God, I have nothing. I have no insight to this. Please give me wisdom. And God's given people wisdom in the circles, and sometimes it's just asking the right questions. And Jennifer is one of those people you can ask questions to. Jennifer, Tom, do you have things that you would like Jennifer to share to make sure?
Well, really quick, Jennifer, you said you were going to be in the area here. Can you tell us about the when and the where and what you're going to be doing?
Yes. So Southwest Baptist University, I'm coming in for a keynote on the 30th. That's a Monday.
Yes.
So I'll be speaking to that entire college, which
that's
I'm
in Bolivar.
Bolivar.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm stoked about that. And then Pastor Joe from Morningside asked me to come on the 29th and speak that morning. So I've got that on the docket.
That's awesome.
And I'll be in town, I think, till Tuesday or Wednesday. So I am definitely open to, doing something else in the community. But
so exciting. Yeah. So exciting. And then you are basically Brittany's Bridge, and resources that are there are available now.
Yeah. And so what is so exciting, you guys, is if you just saw personally, Jennifer Tracy Inspire, I've just launched 3 courses, but I've got 3 more coming out in the next 2 weeks. So I'll have 6 courses. Wow. What's so neat about that is if someone comes into Brittany's Bridge and they're really struggling and they can't afford to purchase a course or whatever, I have the ability to just gift that to them.
Wow.
And so collectively, people are kind of like, how do we support you in these endeavors? It's like, well, look, you can make a donation to Brittany's Bridge. You can purchase a course yourself if you can afford it. But either way, whatever is going on that way, it all allows me to help as many people as possible.
Yes.
Because as you can imagine, I mean, just in our conversation right now, you hear me, I'm not only building the courses,
yes,
I'm training the advocates, I'm still speaking,
yes,
and I'm working with the people who are coming into Brittany's Bridge. So I'm wearing a lot of hats right now, but
it's an exciting time. It's an exciting time for you. That's
God
awesome.
Is definitely sustaining me. I mean, he out here where I live, the people that are just popping up and loving on me and thanking me for being vulnerable. And, this is not an easy subject to take on. And so,
That's awesome. Well, Jennifer, thank you for joining us today. Brittany'sBridge.com. I'm going to correct Brittany's Bridge,
Brittany'sBridge.org.
Brittany'sBridge.org, and it's Brittany, and we're going to put it in the links with 2 T's. I know how people spell Brittany different, but so we're going to put that in the links, and we want you guys to check that out. Check out the free resources, because not only you may not be struggling, but I'm sure you know somebody who is. So I just encourage you guys to connect with Jennifer Tracy, Brittany'sBridge.org, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Jennifer.
You're welcome. You guys have a blessed day.
You too. Well, how exciting. Wow. And you have a quick natural solution you want to?
I do. Nitric oxide boost. This product is an overall heart-healthy supplement. It relaxes blood vessels, improves circulation, controls cholesterol and blood sugar levels. And you can get your nitric oxide boost at www.naturalsolutionstore.bz.
Well, we have another exciting. Lisa Burns was on the show with us same time Jennifer was, and to talk about KC Superstar. And that's all.
Hello.
Good morning, Lisa. This is Amber.
And this is Tom.
Hi.
Thank you for being with us on the show. We kind of miss you here. Because,
well, I miss you guys.
Well, we have all your favorite pumpkin spicy stuff today, which I'm sorry you're not here. So it was kind of an homage to Lisa. I was thinking about a little shrine to Lisa I have right here, pumpkin spice.
That's great. I'm so glad you're enjoying it.
Well, everybody has been, Tom's been at Advanced Writers and Speakers Association conference. I've been getting my kids into the dorm, and you just wrapped KC Superstar, which is...
We did.
Yeah, and I know for those who did not see the first show, tell us a little bit about KC Superstar and your involvement in that.
KC Superstar is an amazing opportunity for high school age singers in the greater Kansas City area. Scholarship monies and the experience of a lifetime is basically the ultimate prize. The scholarship monies are great, but most of the kids walk away saying, wow, what I learned, what I got to experience far outweighs that, especially if they are looking towards a future in entertainment or the music industry. But even beyond that, the benefits of this program are far-reaching in that it is a fundraising opportunity for the Jewish Community Center of the greater Kansas City area to raise funds for all of their benevolence opportunities. They impact our community in Kansas City in such a dynamic way. They provide so much for the community and pour back into it. And this is kind of their way just to kind of give a little gift to the community with the gift of music, with these scholarships, but also all funds raised by this amazing program go back into the program so that they can give more in the Kansas City community. Yeah.
And Lisa, you are not only help produce the show, but you are a vocal coach and a stage presence coach. And this has been, you're a veteran with KC Superstar. Tell us about this year's competition and some of the kids that were involved in that.
Well, I consider this just such an honor to get to do this. I cannot tell you what it does for my heart to be able to interact with not only an amazing team of professionals who pour out everything they've got for this program, but talk about teamwork. Yeah. I could go on and on about that, but also these kids are so gifted, and it is just such a thrill to watch them from the beginning of the process to end. This year we had such a supreme group of young people. I tell you what, it is one thing to get to talk to kids and to kind of hope that they take what you say, listen to it, utilize it. These kids were such consummate professionals. Yes. Even as young people, they want to hone their craft, and they wanted to get as much as they could out of this opportunity for personal growth. And it was very evident that as a whole, this group, that was their mindset. And they took everything we offered them and they used it to the very nth degree. They were just a great group of young people, big hearts, which
Yes.
I told them often, you know what, guys, it's one thing to be in the entertainment industry, but it's another thing to use your gift
Yes.
for the greater good of mankind, to bring joy and hope, to change the atmosphere of the room you're in with
Exactly.
what's coming out of your mouth. And it was such a joy to see them embrace that and really walk in that.
Well, tell us about the winner. Because
the winner
yes.
is an amazing young woman. Her name is Marissa Cunningham. She's a student from Center High School here in the greater Kansas City area, kind of the Midtown area. She participated in our program last year, did not win. And if you do not take the top prize, there are over $20,000 in scholarship monies awarded in this program.
Wow.
The top prize being a $10,000 prize, second place $5,000, and so on down to the fourth place. What ends up happening is Marissa did not take the top prize last year, so she was eligible to come back and compete again. She finished her senior year this past May and made it into the competition again. In March, we do our initial auditions then, and that's quite a process to explain to you as well.
Yes.
But she just worked through this year. She's a student at Wichita State in Kansas,
Yes.
and we're just so proud of her. She just came in this year. She sang a Kelly Clarkson song,
Wow.
and she just turned the crowd upside down. She's an amazing vocalist, sang with all kinds of heart and skill. We're very proud of Marissa and wish the best to her.
That's awesome. Now, is there a place online that people can see the Kansas City, the KC Superstar competition?
You can, well, it's not online per se as far as it's streamed. It is a live event, and part of the reason for that is it is a fundraising endeavor. So we sell those tickets. Those tickets are sold, and all of the patrons pay a good price to come in and see that talent, but really they know what they're doing if they're giving funds to a program that will continue to give back and reach far into the community. So you can go online and learn more about the program. You can go to Facebook or to the web, and you can go to the JKC, which is what you will find on Facebook and social media. You can take the link to the Jewish Community Center of Greater Kansas City and learn more about their programs, their endeavors, and the KC Superstar process.
That's awesome. Now, okay, so quick run. If your kid, you know that they're talented, you might kind of know that they're musically, that's where they are. What's one way that you can really, as a parent, or not a pageant mom, but as a parent, help them really kind of expand their gifts?
I think it's just really important to, when you see that little spark of interest in a young person, in a child, and as a mom of 5 amazing human beings who all have a huge appreciation for music and lots of talent. They didn't all pursue music, but what was important to me was that they understood what an amazing vehicle tool it is, and that they understood the joy it could bring. And so I encouraged each of them, and I think it's important, encourage your kids to find those things that make them spark. Yes. Find those things that they seem to be drawn to, that they're good at. And, you know, let's be honest, sometimes our kids may not sound the best. But if it's really something they want to learn about, do what you can to get them in programs. You know, public school, I know our arts programs are suffering. They're lacking in a lot of areas. We're taking funds away from the arts. But I say find those programs your kids can be a part of, whether it's a community program, maybe it's community theater, maybe it's a community choir.
Yes.
if you can't get into public school works or in private school music departments. Get
Yes.
your kids in those programs. Get them around instructors that love what they do. Get them in churches and faith-based programs that allow the arts to be significantly used. And get those kids, just get their wheels turning, get their heart pulled into it, and allow them to understand that it's a beautiful gift. Music, the arts is a beautiful gift. So I say grow it, encourage it, do everything you can. And I know sometimes funds are tight, so I get it. But there are usually community programs or people within your community that you can reach out to help stir those gifts in your kids.
It's so exciting. Thank you. So the JKC.
The JKC, it's the Jewish Community Center of Greater Kansas City. And learn more about Casey Superstar. It's a great program, a great competition, and so much good comes out of it.
Tom, do you have any final questions?
Well, just if you can tell us real quick, this is more than just a competition, as I recall. There is actually coaching and preparation for students who qualify to participate in this. So it's not just showing up and singing your song.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of upfront work that you help them with, correct?
That's right. And this program, the thing that is the coolest part is the kids walk away about midway through this and go, even if I don't win the top prize, this has changed my life.
Exactly.
Because they get into we start the process in March. We have an audition where we see over 200 plus kids. These kids come in, they sing a small snippet of a song, top 40 pop song of some sort. We, as a judging panel, assess those kids. Sometimes we have them leave the room and come back for a minute and sing again. Out of those kids, we pick up to 25 students that we believe we want to hear again. We meet with those students over the next couple weeks. I meet with them one-on-one as a vocal entertainment coach. We give them an opportunity to bring 3 songs to us at a workshop. We help them pick the one that is best, what we think will support them in getting the furthest in the semifinal round. I work with them individually, and then they come together again the first Monday night in June, and they perform in front of all their family, friends, peers, different people who support from the J, as well as a team of judges who at that point elect the top 10 that will be considered our finalists.
That's amazing.
After that, we do that in June. After that, we work with those students from June all the way up to our finals, where once again we have Tammy Reuter, our director. She has helped to direct and produce this program for 10 years. This was our 10th anniversary with Casey Superstar. We have Richard McCroskey, our music director, as far as he leads the band, he plays the instruments, he helps us conduct the group numbers. We have Dana Hunt, our choreographer. She is a professional. She puts these kids through it. If they didn't dance before they started, they dance at the end of the program. It's an amazing process as they learn those Glee-style dances and numbers. And then again, I get to work with them, of course, vocally and coach them that way. We do many individual sessions and a bunch of rehearsals where they learn, and they build relationship with each other. And that is just a really magical experience to watch. When we get to the finale, the big finals round, those kids have had hours of instruction, mentorship, and nobody can put a price on that. Nobody can put a price on
that.
It's
awesome.
the ultimate prize.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I will mail you some pumpkin stuff, Lisa, through the mail. Well, thank you, and you have a great day.
You too. Bye, Tom. Bye, Amber.
Lisa.
Bye. Well, we're going to put all those links in the comments below. So, and we're almost, we're pretty much almost out of time, which is very sad.
Well, that'd be a great program for other communities to look into to try and develop, not just the Kansas City area.
Yeah, and it's so exciting to just release your kids into the giftings that they have been called to do. And what I do is I just sit in my car sometimes with the windows rolled up and just do a bit of carpool karaoke. That's always a fun way to end the day.
Yes.
Well, until next time, this is Amber.
And this is Tom.
Saying, step into the sunshine and find something to celebrate today. I'm going to turn into the great pumpkin, I know.